We chant the Heart Sutra after Zazen because the Heart Sutra is an expression and description of Zazen. In the version that we chant, the first sentence is usually translated as the Bodhisattva of compassion practicing the perfection of wisdom clearly sees that the 5 skandhas are empty and thereby relieves all suffering. Chapter 2 of the Shibugenzo is Dogen's commentary on the Heart Sutra. And the first sentence is his adaptation of that sentence which I've just read. So his version goes as follows. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, while experiencing deeply the manifestation of prajna, clearly saw with the entire body that all 5 skandhas are empty. That's the Tanahashi translation. So in that adaptation, Dogen's adding something and taking something away. What he's adding is a reference to the entire body, and what he's taking away is the passage which talks about relieving all suffering. The reference to the entire body, I think, is to get us out of the idea that Zazen is a personal practice, and that the removal of the reference to and thereby relieving all suffering is intended to get us out of a process view of Buddhism generally, and Zazen in particular, namely that we do something, and that doing something we recognize something, and that recognition causes something, in this case, the relieving of suffering. So the way then that Dogen phrases it is that there's an identification of the Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, with the entire body, i.e. the whole of creation, and that isn't a sequence, it's a description. And we can tell it's a description because we can move the parts around and still maintain the same meaning. So, for example, you could say the Bodhisattva of emptiness, while experiencing deeply the manifestation of compassion, clearly saw with the entire body that all 5 skandhas are prajna. In fact, Dogen goes on to do exactly this in his commentary of identifying the 5 skandhas as being 5 pieces of prajna. So, although the point might appear to be obscure, that assertion of Zazen as being a universal practice is very important. In other words, it's not us practicing Zazen, it's us practicing with this body within Zazen, as it were, and that it's not a sequential process, so it's not oh, now a deluded human being, now I'm making an effort, and now I'm enlightened. The remedial understanding is immediate. It's not developmental or progressive. We see the whole of creation as compassion, or as emptiness, or as wisdom, and that seeing just pivots us. So in that sense, both compassion, prajna or prajna paramita, the perfection of wisdom, and emptiness are all synonyms, or the same thing expressed differently and seen slightly differently.